All right, guys, we are back in the building, back with some more boxing, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button and all that good stuff. Now we're talking about Isaac Pitbull Cruz and how he has some choice words for Shakur Stevenson. But I want to do a quick recap on who Isaac Pitbull Cruz is if you're not familiar with him. Now, Isaac Pitbull Cruz kind of rose to fame when he faced off against Gervonta Tank Davis. I think he was a fill-in for Rolly when Rolly wasn't able to fight Gervonta Tank Davis the first time around because he had some legal issues. I think he had to take care of some things he was being accused of. Now, Isaac Cruz gave Gervonta Tank Davis a pretty tough fight, I would say. Some people even thought he won the fight. Now, I'm not in that camp. I thought Gervonta Tank Davis did what he needed to do to win the fight. Some people didn't know that Gervonta Tank Davis actually went into that fight with an injured left hand. And he had to fall back on his boxing skills. You know, a lot of times we're so enamored with, his knockout ability, we forget that Gervonta Tank Davis has a pretty high boxing IQ, and he had to make adjustments to win the fight. And I always talk about that on the channel here, how important it is to have a good skill set going into a fight because you just never know when you have to make an adjustment if something's not working. So it's always good to not depend on power. I know a lot of fans, a lot of casual fans, they're so enamored with the power of a fighter. But if that's all you're bringing to the table, and this other guy has, a basket full of things, the guy with the big basket is probably going to win the fight most of the time. Not always, but a lot of times they're going to win the fight. And I do talk about that a lot here on the channel. Now, since the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, we've seen Isaac Pitbull Cruz maul through Yuriorkis Gamboa, Ramirez, and I also think he's on the undercard of the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how well he does in that fight. But I think he will probably get a Gervonta Tank Davis fight because Isaac's been chasing that fight. A lot of his fans have been calling for that fight. And that's who I see Gervonta Tank Davis facing next. But let's talk about what he had to say about Shakur Stevenson. Now, he says that he thinks he's a great fighter, but he's a little bit overvalued. He says that he wants to stroll into the division as if he's accomplished everything, but in reality, he's got to earn his diligence. So Isaac Pitbull Cruz not feeling the love that Shakur Stevenson is getting from the boxing fans and being able to get opportunities because of what he's accomplished in a different division. Here's the thing. Typically, I don't like when a fighter comes into a division and gets to leapfrog other fighters who've been there for a while. But the reality is that Shakur Stevenson was a unified champion in his last division, the WBO and WBC titles. And with that, a lot of times comes, opportunities when you move up. You're probably going to get the jump ahead of guys like Isaac Cruz. So it's just a reality in the sport. You may not like it, but that's what happens when you make great accomplishments in the division that you've been in before. And it is what it is. And honestly, Pitbull Cruz saying this, I kind of look, I kind of side-eye it a little bit due to the fact that Shakur Stevenson offered Isaac Pitbull Cruz, to fight him. He wanted to fight Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and Pitbull Cruz turned the fight down. So he knows what Shakur Stevenson brings to the table. He knows that Shakur Stevenson is the real deal when it comes to boxing. The kid has a lot of skills. He's going to be hard to beat. The stature of him over Isaac Cruz, the superior jab, the footwork, he's probably going to be a nightmare for a guy like Isaac Cruz. So, I don't really understand why Isaac Cruz think that he is overvalued or overrated. It's just, it is what it is. He's good at what he does. I don't really fault Isaac Cruz for not taking the fight if Gervonta Tank Davis is the fight that he wants, because I don't think he can really beat Shakur Stevenson, to be honest with you guys. I think it would be a tough fight for Isaac Cruz, even though, you know, he's good at mauling fighters. But a guy like Shakur Stevenson, who is highly equipped for somebody like Cruz, he's probably going to lose that fight. So he doesn't really want to lose the big payday with Gervonta Tank Davis. And I can respect that in a sense. It is kind of a duck move, but I understand he doesn't want to jeopardize the big money fight. You know, it's prize fighting. That's what it's about. But I think there's just a little bit of jealousy going on here coming from Isaac Pitbull Cruz. But anyway, guys, like I said, interested in seeing his fight that's coming up July 29th in Las Vegas, Nevada. What do you guys think about what Isaac Pitbull Cruz had to say? Do you agree with him? Do you think he's, you know, being a little bit, just a little bit jealous of Shakur Stevenson and what he's accomplished in the sport of boxing? You guys let me know how you feel about that in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.